Yeah, buddy. I'm on the move. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. '88, what up? I ain't gonna be able to read all the chat. I'm about to get on the highway. But salute to y'all. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Come on in, smash the like button. Pull up, family. Salute. DP Rocker. Steve L. the Mac. Shamar. Jose, what up? What up? I should be back in the crib doing a live stream tomorrow. I got a lot of moving and shaking I'm doing now. Family comes first, man. Not only am I a father, I'm an older brother, I'm a younger brother, I'm a nephew, I'm a son, and all the weight falls on these shoulders. Joe, what up? Tay, what up? Rabbit Routes, what? Y'all cats be changing y'all name, man. What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling? Hope all is well. Yeah. Y'all can hear me? Oh, shit. Y'all can hear me? Y'all can hear me? All right. That's awesome. Salute. I'm on the move, taking care of business. And it's New York traffic. But I've been up out the crib since 5 a.m. Had to hold some appointments, handle some business. Now I'm heading to the gym, actually. I'm heading to the gym. But I wanted to holler at y'all real quick. I want to take a moment to say salute to my brother, our brother, and I don't think this brother gets enough credit for what he does. My good brother, Junior the Truth. And I saw he was live this morning, but I was at an appointment. I'm always listening, man. And I just want to take this. I'm gonna call him today if I get a minute. I don't think Junior the Truth gets enough credit. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does. And the thing is, I learned early, you can't get hooked on the expectation that people are going to notice what you do. You just do it because it's the right thing to do. Junior the Truth, he's not looking for credit. He just does it because that's who he is as a person. That's who he is as a brother. And I'm going to, if I could just keep it on the front of my mind to call him just to check up on him and you know, let the brother know that I love him, man, for real, man, because that brother, you know, he did a live the other day and it brought me back. Sometimes you need people around you to do that for you. I had an accident over here, sheesh. Sometimes you need people around you to do things for you. Like, not for you, but to make you, like, snap out of it because you're going off the deep end. Sometimes you can revert to a person that you used to be and not trying to be anymore, but circumstances, people, you allow people to bring you there. And I felt myself reverting to someone I used to be, I swear to God, maybe 27 years ago, and I am not that person anymore. You know what I mean? I am so not that. As far as, entertaining certain things. I'm talking about, so I was listening to my brother Junior, and he struck a nerve with me, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing, because I was like, you know what? He's right. He's right. What he was talking about was this boxing space. It's gotten very toxic. Before we popularized the term toxic, we just called it poisonous. It's gotten very poisonous. It's gotten very personal. I mean, things can be personal, especially when we talk about fighters or people in the industry. They don't even have to be fighters that we've developed relationships with. You know, a lot of these guys, they're not just fighters we watch on TV. These are in promoters and managers. These are people that we can call on the phone just to chop it up. So when we see them getting dragged in the media, it could bother us. I will admit that it can bother us, but that's where we have to maintain control and maintain a sense of professionalism to where we got to rise above things. And I know sometimes leaving things alone can be the most difficult things to do, but you need to understand, we need to understand, I have to remember that when you show that discipline, that's strength. Saying what you're going to do to somebody online is easy. Arguing with people online, that's easy. But when they bring you to a space where it's no longer about the topic and it's about, them challenging your manhood, that's when you got to take it back. I'm secure who I am and who I am as a man. I know what I can do, and I'm not trying to do it. So I have to take my own advice, because I had to talk many people off of the ledge many times. And, I don't know if you understand, like when you go get therapy, do you understand that therapists also go to therapy? Do you know that? Very common. So sometimes you gotta hear things from an external source to remind you of what you already know. So that's why I appreciate my brother Junior the Truth, because he was cooking the other day. And I don't know how many of y'all read. I've read a lot of books. I went through a point in my life in the early 2000s. I had like a good 7-year run where I was reading a lot of self-help books, because outside of my parents and my aunts and uncles, getting my back and telling me I could do anything, that's their job as a family member to boost me up. But then you also ask yourself, how much of that shit is real? So you go on this, I went on this journey. They're supposed to do that, and I appreciate that, but I went on a journey. I said, let me see, are there other answers? So I started reading a lot of self-help books. There was a book that I read by Michael Kelligman. It's called What Choice Do I Have? And man, when I was reading that book, it felt like he was talking to me. But after that, I started to see that these are normalized things. This is how we're supposed to interact with one another. You're supposed to talk people up. And when you are insecure, you don't hear it. When you're not used to hearing it, and you do hear it, it's foreign to you, and you think that person is full of crap when they're talking to you. And that's not the case. It's really not the case. I love people's success. I love hearing success stories. I don't care if it's a promotion at your job. I don't care if it's weight loss, weight gain, a new spouse. I like to celebrate. I like to see people happy. You know why? Because miserable people want to make you miserable. Misery loves company. You've heard that. I don't want to be around anyone that's depressed all the time, or always got some shit on their mind. And it's like, yo, you know, snap out of it, man. You're bringing me down with this stuff. I'm not gonna allow you to bring me down. I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, go get professional help if you see fit. But you know, you can't rain on my parade, sir or ma'am. You know. Now, as it pertains to this boxing space, this is something that my brother Junior was talking about. I agree with him, man. I agree with him 100%. And you know, listening to him, it filled in holes that weren't even supposed to be there, because I know better. And he said some things, and I would just recommend you to go back and listen to the live. And I think it was was it yesterday? If it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before yesterday. And you know how your brother gotta talk to you? Like, he gotta sit you down and say, yo, look, man, hold on. This is what's going on. And you're out of pocket, and I'm gonna tell you why. You need people around you to do that to you. If you can't accept constructive criticism, then that's a testament to how insecure and immature you are. And I didn't get offended when I listened to that live. I said, you know what, man? I know better than this, because a lot of this shit I participated in, right? And not all of it, but, you know, I entertained a lot of it, so I had to take it a step back. I can still have an opinion about certain things, but when someone, like, for instance, all the way up to this Jake Paul fight, I'm going to be talking about Tank Davis off and on, and I'm not going to stop doing these memes because they're hilarious to me, and y'all seem to enjoy them, so I do them. You know, I do have control when a Tank Davis fan pops up into my chat and just starts talking. What's my control? I have something called the block button. I can also turn on subscribers mode only, and I don't have to deal with it. You know what I mean? I got I literally have 700 wrenches. I have 9,200 subscribers. I have like 700 wrenches, literally. Some of y'all I ain't seen in a while, and it's all good. I hope everyone's healthy and breathing. I hope everything's fine. But that's just what it is. We are in control of what we do. And this boxing space has gotten nasty. Talking about certain fights has become uncomfortable, but eventually I'm going to get to it. The Devin Haney, Brian Norman situation, y'all notice I haven't spoken about it yet, because it got genuinely uncomfortable for me. It really did. It got very uncomfortable for me, but I'm going to get to it because we're getting closer. You know, I don't have no problem with the Normans, never did. And y'all know Bill Haney's my brother. And I'm not going to call him like my younger. I'm older than Bill, y'all. I'm older than Bill. But that's my brother. You know, I spoke to Brian Norman Sr. once. But I consider him, I met him face to face when he was on my show. And then when they was in New York, I actually had the pleasure of meeting Brian Norman Sr. and Jr. Laid back, man. Brian Norman Jr. is an old soul. You know, he's not in the limelight. He's raised right. You know what I'm saying? Devin is raised right. And I said before, man, we should be celebrating and may the best man win. You know, I'm picking Devin to win. But I'll break that down. It's nothing personal. I'm breaking that down. When we get closer, I'll break it down. I'll open up the panel. I'm not going to block you or curse you out if you're picking Brian Norman. Look, it's boxing. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. They might draw. They might have to do it again. Might be a trilogy. But this is boxing. I'm happy that the brothers are getting together, making millions of dollars. Devin put out a list. Brian Norman said, what? I'm on that list? Let's get it. Everybody else was pussycat. And that's the long and short end of it. I'm not debating it. That is what it is. Drew, why you don't like Tank? Look, I was a supporter of Tank until he started showing me who he was. And now he's a living, walking crash out, and it's not done yet. He's not done yet. Things going to get worse before they get better for him. All I could do is pray for him. But I'm going to hold him accountable, and I'm going to crack some jokes along the way because that's what we do. You know, Cam says, isn't Bill Haney like 57? No. He's in his late 40s. I'm 49, and I'll be 50 this November. Does that answer your question? All right. So I don't know if he was asking for real, but if I was 60, don't I look good? Don't I look good? I look good, don't I? Eat right, live right, meditate, read some books, exercise your eyes, exercise your mind, and y'all ain't got to block him. But I'm giving some friendly advice. I look the way I do because I take care of myself. You know what I mean? Through injuries and all that. I look 34. Thank you. I wish I was 34. No, I'm gonna be 50 in November. I'm gonna be 50 on November 16th. Me and the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, we have the same birthday. So salute to my brother Nonito. Yeah, so we have to remind ourselves that this is just a sport. We, as black supporters of the sports, we always talk about how we're done. And here we have two black fighters that we support, and it got nasty to the point where it's like, oh shit. Y'all ever been in a circle and two of your best friends start knocking heads? Doesn't that make you feel uncomfortable? Like, oh shit. Oh, hold on a minute. It's uncomfortable, you know? And I'm super close with the Haneys, and I just met the Normans, but you know, I don't have no ill will towards them. I really don't. And it got very like, I was like, oh shit, oh boy. And y'all know the story. It was a misunderstanding, and the brothers patched it up, and I'm happy for it, you know. But these are the things that Junior was talking about, and he had got quiet, and I recognized that. So we can't talk about what people do to us when we do it to each other. Fair enough? I'm gonna say it one more time. We can't point the finger and talk about what people do to us when we do it to each other. So we have to get control. We have to get control. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to do better. And I'm not firing shots at anybody. I'm just saying we got to do better. And I got to hold myself accountable too. You know, because I felt myself slipping. I really did. Felt myself slipping. You know, something happened last week, and I made a meme as a joke. To me it was a joke, and KO got all upset, and I'm like, bro, what are you mad at? You know, but you know, that man's always on 10, I guess. You know, and yeah, I guess, you know, whatever, man. You know, leave it alone. It goes where he took it. You know, so I'm gonna leave it alone. I left it alone. You know, I ain't want to revisit it. You know, I left it alone. I was like, shit. Salute to my brother 503 Lion. I was like, where the hell did we go wrong at? We was defending him, and you know, he got so mad. I don't need you to defend me. Okay. I said Tank was wrong. You the last person you should have said that crap to, but okay. All right, fine. And this is what I'm saying. Some people be so hurt by whatever they went through in the past. I don't know him. I don't know him like that. But when you don't know when someone's sticking for you, that's messed up. That's messed up. But whatever, man. You know, sometimes you just got to pull back. I discuss the sport. You know, I don't discuss it enough because there's a lot of things that, you know, we should be talking about. For example, how many of y'all catch Stormy B-Man's premieres every morning? He's talking about fighters that I know a lot of y'all haven't even heard of. But y'all say y'all love boxing. Do y'all love boxing or do y'all love the drama? Do you love boxing or do you love running to certain channels where you have a panel of people cussing and screaming and shit? Do you like what I call the Jerry Springer nonsense? Because I don't like that. I don't like it. I've seen it. I've participated in it. I've ended up in it by accident. But I don't initiate crap like that. I don't like it. Man, I got hypertension. I don't like that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be calm nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take the bull by the horns and I gotta dictate my content, what I talk about. I love boxing. I need to talk about more diverse topics, whether y'all like it or not. I love the sport, and I always say, the sport I love don't love me back. And that's just what it is. I don't get the fights that I want all the time. I don't, you know, it's crazy. I don't get the fights that I want. There was like different sides of the streets for a long time. Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dana White, they're about to bust the industry's ass with the Zuffa belt and the ring belt. And I'll be talking about that tomorrow. Because those 4 sanctioning bodies that we had a problem with, they might not be no problem anymore. They might not. We're going to have, I might open up the panel tomorrow. We're going to have a detailed conversation about that because that might be what we need, because this opposite sides of the street stuff, they're killing that. So, you know, we can say what we want about Turkey Al-Sheikh or whatever, but then what's the double-edged sword to that? What's going to happen with the Muhammad Ali Act? You know, what happens if Dana White starts running, you know, boxing like how he runs the UFC? And the UFC fighters, they may be well known and high skill set, but they can't make as much money as like a Devin Haney that does what he wants to do when he wants to do it. Guys that really own their name. They destroy that Muhammad Ali Act, it's over with. The only people making real money will be the people on those cards. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's something to talk about. And then there'll be fighters saying, well, hey man, I'm not good enough to get the Turkey Al-Sheikh money, but the WBC, the WBA, the WBO, the IBF, they might be going out of business. What I'm gonna do for a living? It's gonna go back to, you know, fighters, you might be well known, but you don't wanna break bread with Turkey or Dana White, and you might have to have a full-time day job. I'm saying there's a lot to discuss. So there's other things going on in boxing. When I talk about my detest towards this Tank Davis, Jake Paul thing, it's not to celebrate it. It's to let you know it's aggravating. It's very aggravating. I don't want to deal with it. Truth be told, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it, but it's here. And it's news. It's news. And there's something else, I told y'all before, there's an element of danger with that too. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Tank as a person. I don't like him for his choices, and I know he's a little touched mentally. But God damn it, as a black man, you think I want to see him laying face down and Jake Paul standing over him doing the Ali pose? Do you think I want to see that? Imagery. Think about that image. And think about that picture with Tank Davis laying face down and Jake Paul standing all over him screaming. Now, y'all might say, hey man, it's not a racist thing. Or no. Because I know what that picture's gonna mean in 25 years. Just like I know y'all don't care about Canelo having a Charlo on his record as long as he got one. And he tried to get more because he's mentally messed up. Now he wants more Charlo. All you're going to see in Canelo's record 20 years from now when he's left the sport is, oh, he got a Charlo. And we, God willing, we're still around, and people that have listened to us learned, oh, wait a minute, that was the Charlo from 54. That was the wrong Charlo. He was supposed to fight Jamal, but he ducked him and they invented a status for him. That was the wrong Charlo. Wrong guy. Wrong guy. And when he did fight someone that came up from 47 that was official, he lost. You understand? We're going to be here to remind him, hey man, why ain't he running back with Lara? That was a close fight. You know? We're here to right the wrongs. You understand? So, you know, look. There's more to boxing than just these freak shows. And I say this all the time, man. A lot of the guys that do pull up and start trolling and things of that nature, when that guy disappears, that they're trolling over, they disappear. They disappear. You know, there's something called, there's something, well, in the 90s, you know, I used to listen to Onyx. I listened to all that ignorant music. I did. I didn't live it, but I listened to it. I didn't live it, but I listened to it. Let me say this. There's a song on Onyx's first album called The Next Niggas. Just go listen to it. And that's what a lot of these fanatics do. They're usually not fanatics of, they're not fans of your fighter, the fighter you support. They're not fans of his rival. They just cannot stand, look at this idiot. They just cannot stand the fighter that you support for whatever reason. You know, this is what, you know, like how we said, there are no Tyson Fury fans. There's only Deontay Wilder haters. There are no, and I say this respectfully, whoever Devin was in the ring with, that fighter barely had fans. It was just Devin Haney haters. That's all that crap was about. And it's disgusting. Eventually, it takes a little longer for those guys to go away, but eventually they leave. Eventually they leave, you know, but I'm still here. And to make a point of what I'm talking about, where are the American Tyson Fury fans? Where are they? Anyone? What happened to those guys? What happened to the American Manny Pacquiao fans? He just fought. What happened to those guys? There was a lot of them, weren't there? Where they at? He's still active. I don't see no videos. You know, I don't see them talking about him. You know, I don't see it. Where are... Oh, shit, I don't know. There was a lot of American... There was a lot of American Canelo Alvarez fans too. I knew something was strange because leading up to the fight, I said, hey man, This Bud fight is signed, and I just thought I'd be getting trolled the whole time. That didn't happen. It was a little weird to me. So then the month of the fight, I was like, okay, here come the trolling now. Here come the trolling now. It never happened. I was like, where's the Mayate? You remember they run around calling us Mayate? Where they at? What happened to them? I was looking to engage. I was going to drop links. I was looking to engage, man. I wanted to smoke. Because I knew. I said, look, man, I don't care what y'all saying. The size thing is not real. And I said, it's boxing and I could be wrong, but based off what I'm looking at, Bud is all wrong. Stylistically, he's all wrong for Canelo. That's all I said. And I did say, it's boxing. For all we know, Bud could go in there and make a mistake, and we could be looking at Joe Frazier versus Bob Foster. Am I talking Chinese to y'all now? Who's Bob Foster? Y'all know who Joe Frazier is, but who's Bob Foster? Just do your homework. Do your homework. And it didn't work out for Bob because there's weight classes for a reason. But this wasn't that with Bud. This wasn't that at all. And I said, he's all wrong for this dude, man. Y'all gonna see. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll just eat the crow. It's fine. It's boxing. But I said, I don't think I am. And I think Canelo is going to get smoked out. And it turns out he got smoked out worse. When he fought Floyd just made him look like an amateur. And here's the thing I said. Floyd, which I don't know is Canelo hasn't improved since Floyd. I don't know why y'all kept saying that. Oh, he's improved. No, he did not. Canelo was black and white as you seen it. He didn't improve. He just fought a master boxer. He didn't improve. Nothing improved. He got bigger. That's it. Please respect Canelo. I'm not disrespecting him. Do we have to talk about the Floyd fight? Africa will never unite? Interesting name. We saw the fight. That was the fight that was supposed to, have Floyd second thinking. That was supposed to be Floyd's first loss. I remember Stephen A. Snitch was talking about, I don't want him fighting this guy until it's his 50th fight. Not this guy. This guy's dangerous. Man, Floyd went in there. Canelo was punching fresh air. Am I lying? That's what happened. This thing with Bud hurt him in round 12. When did you ever seen him stumble like that? Bud beat his ass. And I was saying on a few fights, we need to bring back 15 rounds, man. That separates the men from the boys. Bring back 15 rounds. If Bud had 3 more joints, Canelo was getting knocked out or he was quitting in his corner. So I'm showing Canelo respect. I never said Canelo was trash. You never heard me say he was trash. Now, you say show him respect. Now, I'm going to get you, and I'm going to be respectful as I say this. Is Canelo a drug cheat? Yes. Thank you, Stormy. Please respect Terrence Bud Crawford. Is Canelo a drug cheat? Yes. He popped dirty, and I don't care what the excuse was. He was punished for it. That's a yes. Did Canelo duck fights? Yes. Is Canelo a liar? Yes. I'm still not saying he's trash in the ring. Now, you might try and sprinkle a little sugar on that shit and say, well, he's human, because somebody tried that already. I said, is Tank a liar? Well, he's human. That's not what I asked you. Is he a liar, yes or no? The answer is yes. Canelo's a liar. He's a drug cheat. He ducks fights. You don't want to talk about Benavidez? We don't have to. You want to talk about when it was time for him to fight Jamal Charlo? Magically, something called a franchise belt? Came out of nowhere. You want to talk about that? Y'all didn't want to talk about what y'all did was y'all high-fived and celebrated and laughed. We ain't got to fight Charlo. Nah. I was like, whoa. Y'all are celebrating him ducking a fight? I've never seen anything like this. But meanwhile, Floyd had to fight everybody from 147 to like 160. Devin Haney. I read an article where they said in order for Devin to reach superstar status, these are the names he had to fight. Shakur was on that list. I said, okay. Tank was on that list. I said, okay. Teofimo Lopez was on that list. I don't know how you got to beat Teofimo to become a superstar, but whatever. And then I saw Boots Ennis on there. And I said, Boots at 140. What? And Devin was still at 135 when this article was written. I said, that's funny. Then I saw, I believe, I got to find a live stream, but I think Rashidi Ellis may have been on there. But then I saw David Benavidez on there. I said, wait a minute. He's at 68. What? So Devin got to do all of this just to become a superstar? Man, get out of here. They had him in the ring with super middleweights. You want me to talk about Canelo for real? Because I ain't got to lie on him. Please. We ain't got to do that. Canelo's nice with it. Tony B, salute. Canelo's nice with it. But let's not act like he's holier than thou. He's going to the Hall of Fame, and he does have some accomplishments. I'll give him that. But he's flawed, like a lot of fighters. He ducked fights. He clearly did. The last thing was the Benavidez situation. I saw a video. Somebody put a picture of Benavidez and Bud. Bud was doing an interview. Let me tell you how funny the media is. Bud's doing an interview. You see Bud sitting there giving an interview. The person put a picture of Benavidez talking, and he says, "I'll let you live." Clickbait much? You see how interpretation is? That's not what David Benavidez said. Please stop playing. That's not what he said. That's not what he was even insinuating. It was brought up. Both men entertained it, and Benavidez said, you know what? No, 68 is his playground now. I'm not going back down. It was Canelo's responsibility to pass the torch. He didn't do it. And remember when I said, when the hell did David Benavidez become Bud Crawford's responsibility? I knew they were going to do that. And I'm not going to let you do that. Canelo's next fight, because he's making $100 million a fight. Legit. But there is no light work. I don't want to hear no, he needs a get back fight. No. If you're not rematching with Crawford, you should be looking towards David Benavidez. And you should have no problem going up to 75 to fight him. You know why? You did it already. You know why? You was about to go up to cruiserweight. Did you not offer a fight to Badu Jack after he beat Makabu? You was trying to fight Makabu for the WBC cruiserweight title. He lost to Badu Jack. You reached out to Badu Jack. Badu Jack said, hey, Canelo payday. Hey, what we doing? Canelo's team said, well, come down 18 pounds and we'll fight for your belt. Badu Jack said, I will kindly extend you the finger and you go ahead and fight David Benavidez. That's your work. No fight. You don't believe me? Look it up. It's in writing. Canelo tried to weight drain, and Badu Jack's not fat. He's a cruiserweight. He's not fat. You want him to come down 18 pounds and still fight for his cruiserweight belt? And Canelo fans, you don't talk about things like that. You don't talk about things like that. And I'm still here letting you live. I'm still here saying, hey, Canelo's a Hall of Famer. Canelo did enough to, every money, every dime that he's earning by way of a turkey out of sheik now, okay, he deserves it. If people love him to the point where they're going to pay to see him do anything, get your money. I'm not mad. But I'm going to tell the truth. Now, to the Canelo fan in the chat, have I lied on him? Is my interpretation wrong? Is he not the first franchise champion? The first one? Why do we call it a duck belt? Because it wasn't supposed to be a franchise status. He was supposed to fight Jamal Charlo. Either he won or he lost. He said, F you. Let me get a franchise status. And they made it up for him. And then what happened? You can't be the franchise champion and the real champion. So he dumped the real belt, the belt with all the history on it, the belt with all the fighters' faces on it. He dumped that belt at 160. The picture of Marvin Hagler is on that belt. He dumped that and got this fake status. By the way, where are the franchise statuses? They're all gone. Those belts were invented just long enough to debunk and disrupt what's really going on. Hey, Loma, it's time for you to fight Devin Haney. Give me a franchise status. And instead of saying, hey, WBC, why are you inventing statuses so these guys ain't got to fight? You did it for Canelo, you did it for Lomachenko. Why are you doing that? Instead of doing that, what did you do? You celebrated Mal Charlo getting jerked out of an opportunity of fighting Canelo, and you call Devin an email champion as if this was his fault. You see what I mean? So are we talking boxing or not? What are we doing here? Please respect Bud. And I'm still respecting Canelo. You know why? I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I don't gotta lie. I ain't gotta call Canelo out his name. The term duck is a term used in boxing. The term email champion was just made up about 3 years ago, and we don't use it anymore because since then, people have gotten belts via email. For example, Tank is the WBA champion. You ready? How do you get that belt? That's Devin's old belt. How do you get it? Is that not an email? Y'all like putting these guys on pedestals. And I ain't got to be nasty. I'm just going to tell the truth. I'm going to do funny memes. I'm going to clown the fighters. You know, I'm no longer in the business of clowning the content creators because obviously they're very sensitive. So whatever. I mean, it's strange how they can get on their streams and not even sneak diss. They could just out and out disrespect me and I don't say anything. And then I something's a joke to me and all of a sudden they ain't their feelings. Fine. But I'm going to be clowning these fighters and these promoters and these managers, the owners of the sanctioning bodies. They all getting this work. Because there's a lot of fights I didn't get because of sanctioning bodies, because of promoters, because of managers. So this is how I give back. This is how I give back. And I'm entitled to that. Because I don't have to get on here and lie about anybody. If there's something I'm not sure about, I'll ask y'all. How many times y'all heard me say, educate me? Educate me, because I don't know. I don't know everything. Never claimed to. But y'all not going to tell me that, y'all can't tell me that the term email champion doesn't apply to Tank Davis. Matter of fact, when Devin Haney left 135, he didn't lose those belts to anybody. Where's the lie? I don't need to. I'll just tell the truth. I'll just tell the truth. Tank Davis said, WBA said, you're being elevated to full champion. He said, I don't want that ish, but he has it. Now, here's my thing. The Big Ape, that's what he calls himself. The Big Ape has the belt. The belt that he said he didn't want. He's fighting Jake Paul, and allegedly he's done in 2025. Can I ask you a question about the WBA? As soon as that bell rings, why don't they strip him? You know why I'm asking? When Jermell Charlo was undisputed at 54 and went up to fight Canelo, as soon as the bell rang, they stripped him. That's what they did. When Guillermo Rigondeaux went up to fight Vasily Lomachenko, the WBA stripped him. He didn't lose that belt in the ring. And he had 4 contemporaries that ducked him. Quigg, Frampton, Santa Cruz, Mares. Openly ducking him. They all fought each other, but ducked him. He had to go up. He couldn't find anybody to fight. Openly ducking this man, and nobody saying anything. I said something. I said, why they ducking this dude? What's going on? Man. And what happened? He goes up, loses the Loma. They took his damn belt. So I'm asking, why is Tank not just relinquishing the belt? Why are you paying a sanctioning fee on a belt you're not defending? Is he really going to retire? Who knows? If he doesn't retire after this Jake Paul thing, God willing he doesn't get hurt, what does he do next? If it's not Lamar Roach, and I asked the Tank fans this already, I'm going to keep asking. If it's not Lamar Roach, what do you want to see him do in the ring? I don't want to hear, oh, he needs to take some time off. I don't want to hear none of that. No, he's a professional, all right? He hasn't done anything to say, hey, I'm so great, I'm going to sit out every year. No. You're not popping like that, like how Floyd was in his prime. You're not popping like that. You're not. There's more what-ifs behind your name than there was with Floyd. As a matter of fact, even Floyd doesn't like what you're doing. All right? But I'm just asking. I'll talk about Tank sporadically. You know, what do you want him to do if he don't retire? Lamar Roach? Who? What? And it's another thing. He's fighting a heavyweight, cruiserweight at least. If he beats Jake Paul, was Devin Haney at 140 too heavy? You see what I mean? I asked Press when he was on the panel. I said, well, that means he could go up to 75 because Jake Paul's heavier than Benavidez. That means he can go to 75 and fight Benavidez, right? Because Jake Paul's bigger than Benavidez. And Press was forced to say, well, yeah. That means he can fight Canelo. That means he can fight Bud. You see what y'all do when y'all justify stupidity? Y'all did this. Y'all did this. I didn't do this. All I wanted is this kid. I didn't even want him in the ring with Lamar Roach. And then I'm watching the fight like, yo, what's going on? And then I started doing the math. Wait a minute, he got this, and wait a minute, there's no rehydration clause, and, carry the one. I'm like, oh, man. He's fighting a guy on the even playing field. Oh, no. That's why this fight looked like this. Because Frank Martin was drained. Yeah, he was drained. By the way, yeah, I'm not giving him that. I'm not giving him that. Frank Martin was drained. He said it. Not me. He said it. I made a phone call. I said, what'd he say to him? I said, hold on, let me make a phone. I called somebody that was in his camp. In his camp, and he answered the phone. I said, yo, Frank good? He said, he should be good tomorrow. Is he drained? He said, yeah, he looked drained. I said, oh, fudge brownie. And Frank was in the fight until he wasn't. But again, he drained Frank Martin. He drained Ryan Garcia. You know? They set up Rolly Romero with these girls. Had him, you know, all this stuff. Jay Will says, who I got winning? Against who? What, with Tank and Paul? I don't know. I know what I don't want to see. I already said it. I know what I don't want to see. I know what I don't want to see. I know what I don't want to see, because the optics will look really bad. The optics will look really bad if Jake Paul is standing over a unconscious Tank Davis body. And y'all remember when Ali stood over what's his name and put both hands in the air? What's his name? What's his name? Ali beat the shit out of him. And he slumped. And Ali stood over him, put both hands in the air. I guarantee you Jake will do that to Tank if he does that. If he catches him clean like that. If Tank Davis is laying in the middle of the ring, like how Manny Pacquiao slept Ricky Hatton, the memes are going to be insane. The memes are going to be insane. And all I'm going to say is, this is y'all fault. The Tank enablers. This is y'all. Y'all got to deal with this. Because I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it. Y'all got to deal with this. Nah, not Sonny Liston. I can't think of this brother's name. The light-skinned brother with he had the process in his hair. And Ali, my God, Ali beat the shit. I can't think of his name right now. And when he slumped on that ground, Ali stood over him, went just like this. Y'all don't understand. I don't like Tank, but the optics of that, nah, it wasn't Floyd Patterson. It wasn't Floyd Patterson. The optics is going to look bad. In 25 years from now, all they're going to say is, look at what this guy did to this guy, and this is why this guy, Jake Paul, has a place in history in boxing. Y'all really, some of you are really, y'all will never understand what's being done. Y'all will never understand it, man. And I can't make you. Now, it wasn't Ernie Shavers. It damn sure wasn't Ernie. Brothers UK, salute. Man. Thank you, Stormy. The stuff of statues. The stuff of statues. Y'all don't get it. They already did it already. Fury Wilder. When have you ever seen anybody who's done something historical standing over the person they defeated? In Manhattan right now, if you drive down Fifth Avenue, they got some war heroes there. You know, the statue of the soldiers hoisting up the American flag. That statue's in Manhattan. Very famous. You don't see them standing over Nazis. You don't see that. You don't see that. You don't see it. But they damn sure put a bronze statue of Wilder falling on the floor, and Fury standing over him, and Ricky Hatton standing in between the goddamn statue. Pull me glove up. Who helped him cheat, by the way. You notice I didn't say anything when that man passed? Drew, how do you feel about Ricky Hatton's passing? Put his name in my search engine on my page. Some real interesting videos will come up. Those videos are about 3 years old now. But he's been a weirdo. And he helped Tyson Fury cheat my brother. That's what he did. And I never forgave him for that. I never forgave him for that. So when I got the news, I didn't make no diss videos or nothing. I don't need to. But when you're asking me about someone that literally helped commit attempted murder, I'm good, bro. I'm good. Now, I know it's different in the UK. You know, I was listening to, when it happened, I was listening to Stamina for Sale. My brother Tunde was on there. And, you know, he's a former fighter. He knew these guys on a different level, on a more personal level. So I understand. But understand my position in that. You know, something happened about 6 years ago in my neighborhood. There was these two sisters, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. They were very annoying. They were very annoying. And growing up, we had an exchange of words a few times. Nothing that I did. I'm on a basketball court playing ball, and they would do dumb shit like run on the courts and snatch the ball. And I'm like, all right, man, we trying to start this full court, man. All right, man, get over, get out of here. And I'm like, yo, hold on, we just trying to play. Then here come my sister. And then the hair start waving. And I'm like, man, I ain't arguing with these bitches, man. Y'all get the ball and we ready to run this full court, let me know. But I ain't arguing with them. You know, we trying to get game started and they just intervening. And you know, they had fat little asses, and some of the dudes was trying to smash whatever. All right, fine, man, whatever, man. But as we got older, you know, I couldn't stand them growing up. But as we got older, it got to the point where it was just like, you know, we're adults now. It's like a head nod, like, hey, what up? I'm not harboring, you know, anything like detrimental. Like every time I see him, I'm cursing him out. I'm just like, hey, what up? It's like, you know, whatever. Well, 6 years ago, before the pandemic, it was longer than that, because it was about a year or two before the pandemic, one of them, the older one, died. I heard she had an illness and she died. And they had a funeral. And a couple of my buddies was like, you going to her, I don't want to say her name, you going to her funeral? And I said, no, not going. Oh, okay. And we got to talking. There was like, everything came up. Oh, yeah, you know, because, you know, yeah, when they were younger, we was all younger. We was like 17, 18. They were annoying or whatever. I said, yeah, they were. But I'm not on that. You know, we all grown now. And it was like, oh, well, you know, it sounds like you harboring feelings. I'm not. I just didn't fuck with them like that. There's no harm in saying that. If I passed, they wouldn't come. I know they wouldn't come to my funeral. You know how I know? A couple of people we all grew up with passed in the last decade. I've gone to all the funerals. I didn't see them. I'm dead serious. And I had to tell my friends, I said, yo, you remember when so-and-so died? He used to be out there with us. Were they there? And then they stopped. They was like, yeah, okay. What about when so-and-so died? Were they there? Nah. Don't make no excuses for them, because all of these, we all live in the Bronx. There's like 3 different funeral homes. And in the last decade, we've been to all 3 for like 5 different funerals. And I said, how many funerals were they there? True. I know I'm right. So please don't look at me strange. I know she was sick. That's a horrible thing. But I didn't fuck with her like that. And that's okay. I don't hate her. I just, how I look showing up. In fact, if I showed up, and I told them, I said, a lot of us, if y'all niggas show up, in fact, it wouldn't surprise me if her sister would be sitting there like, Are they showing up out of concern, or they just want to like grind the gears? Because we were kind of fucked up growing up. These are the bitches that walked around the hood just starting arguments for no reason. They thought they were cute, and you know, they just thought they had pretty privilege. Some dudes entertained it. Most dudes didn't. When we saw them coming, I was one of the dudes that got up and walked off. Yo, I'm out, y'all. Here they come. I'm out. And as we got older, things calmed down, you know, whatever, you know, hey, what up? Hey, what up? You know, just a little head nod. But I don't fuck with them like that. In the last decade, 3 funeral homes, 5 funerals. I didn't see them, and I had to remind them that. I said, you saw them? Did they go to so-and-so's funeral? Were they there? What about so-and-so's funeral? Were they there? Okay. So please, don't tell me I'm holding on to something. Don't tell me that. I just don't fuck with them. I just didn't fuck with Ricky Hatton. And if I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. I can't really see, it's small. I just ain't fuck with Ricky Hatton. I ain't hate him. When I figured out what him and Fury was doing, you know what I said? Typical. Typical. That's what I say. This is typical. I said, oh, they cheated? Oh, whoa, pull me Glover. Oh, man. Typical. Typical. Coward. And got away with it. Well, they think they got away with it. So it is what it is. You know, boxing's a very strange place. It's a weird form. But to bring the conversation full circle, we as content creators, we have to be responsible for what we do. Now, what do you do? What do you do as a content creator when I say be responsible? Are you responsible with the integrity of the sport, or are you responsible for making money? X and Y says, glad you made it out the homeless shelter. Wow. I don't know when I was homeless, but whatever. What the fuck are you talking? Who are you? Whatever. I'm loyal to the sport. I'm loyal to the sport. I have a responsibility to tell the truth. And pretty much that's it. Now, if you're loyal to your pockets and you find out that telling lies and having a gimmick nets you dividends, then you can go ahead and do that too. But when you organize, that's what I call organized crime online. When you organize people to do silly things like that, that you arm them with half-truths or flat-out lies, and they end up on my page thinking they're smart, I'll send them back to you. Because that's what happens. You spill out half-truths or lies, and then these people that have a short attention span, you know, ADD, and they need Prozac and all this other, you know, stuff. They'll go back to you. And I'm talking to the content creators that are full of shit. They'll go back to you and say, oh, well, Drew Titan said that that's not true. Drew Titan said, and then they say, oh, well, Drew Titan don't know what he's talking about. And that's how that starts. That's where the discipline comes in on my end. Oh, well, somebody, so-and-so said your name. Don't care. Don't care. If you see value in somebody that's just telling you something because it's therapeutic, then be my guest. Over here, you're going to get the truth. My brother Felix in the building. Over here, you're going to get the truth. That's it. You're going to get the truth. Why is it that I can be honest with fighters that I support? For example, Deontay Wilder's my brother. He lost to Zhilei. A violent knock. Well, he got up, but he couldn't continue. That shit broke my heart, man. It really did. That hurt. I was hurt watching that. Zilly Zhang may have, he might as well have hit me. Didn't like it. But what did we see? He lost. That's it. He fought Joseph Parker. He lost. That's it. The only 3 fights I got a problem with are the Fury fights, because I know what was done to him. Parker, Zhang, those were clean. Those were absolutely clean. You don't hear me bashing Zilly Zhang. You don't hear me bashing Joseph Parker. You don't hear that. It happened. It's boxing, y'all. I've been a supporter of the sport of boxing before Deontay, during Deontay, and when Deontay hangs it up finally, I'm still going to be here talking boxing. I'm honest with it. Lord have mercy. These sisters got to stop dressing like this. Okay, all right. You see, this is the chick that she goes inside, and it's not leg day for me, but she goes straight to she got her camera phone and her stick. She goes right over to the damn leg press, and she got the yoga pants on with the thong in, and she's doing 1,000,001 squats, hogging up the goddamn machine. And I don't even want to be on the damn TikTok. I'll go to the opposite side of the fucking gym, man. Because the next thing you know, you looking like a creep. You on somebody TikTok. You working out in the back, and she's there like, yeah, you see? I was minding my business, and then he came up. Just attention-seeking smuts. My God. How you got a tiny-ass waist, wide hips, and big old butt? You still got cellulite on your legs. Stop lying. But dudes be lying, though, right? Why are you lying? It's okay. You went to DR, got your waist snatched. I understand. But you should be on that motherfucking treadmill. Damn. That shit get on my nerves. Everybody looking at you. Women, too. Like, yo, what? Nobody's built like that. No, I'm sorry. There have been some unicorns built like that, but I ain't want to turn my camera around, man. I'm glad to know that she's there because I know where she's going to be. So that means wherever she's going, I'm going to the opposite side of the gym to do my calisthenics. That's it. That's it. Do that merry-go-round. I got to do pep talk tonight. Well, you know what? No. I had a long day. I'm very sleepy. I'm going to bed tonight. I'm tired. But I got to talk about something. And you know what? I don't think I could do it on YouTube. Can I ask y'all a question? Well, let me ask y'all, because I found out who he was. Do y'all know who Bad Bunny is? Puerto Rican dude. He's a pillow biter. He took the Lil Nas X playbook, and now he's doing a halftime show at the Super Bowl. Let me explain something to you, man. We're going backwards. This is the part where Miguel starts messing with my stream. It's been fine now, but now I'm talking about his people. And if you're new to my channel, when I say Miguel, y'all know what I'm talking about. The newcomers, y'all won't know. Miguel is cold. And there's a reason why he's called Miguel. Yeah, I got to take this to Patreon. I got to take it to Patreon because y'all see Lil Nas X right now, right? Y'all see him walking through the streets of Hollywood with underwear on because he's strung out on drugs. So now I just found out about this dude, Bad Bunny, this morning. And people are pissed off like, yo, he's doing a Super Bowl halftime show. I said, well, who is he? And I Googled him and I said, wait a minute. And then the first thing I saw was him in a dress. And I said, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X says, well, you remember when he did a video where he's lap dancing Satan? What is going on? What is going on? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I do, but I don't. And I heard this kid, Bad Bunny, he does these satanic rituals on stage. People with dark robes on. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now, look, man. Whether it's the music industry, any form of entertainment, boxing, you'd be surprised. And I had a fighter's wife tell me this. If you know, you know. You'd be surprised what these fighters tell you when they get a little drink in them. And they start crying. I needed that payday, man. You know, to put the kid through school and the mortgage was due and I had to get that payday, man. And, okay, well, you got the payday. What are you crying about? They told me how they had to go see that promoter. I've been around the music industry. I've been around the artist. I did a lot of security. The things I've seen with my own two eyes. Like, wait, whoa, whoa, what the fuck? What? When I used to come off of the road and come back to the block, the people I was around, all the shorties, yo, you was around so-and-so. Hey, yo, how was he? And back in the 90s, I would say things like, yo, your favorite rapper might be gay. You just jealous, because the term hater wasn't around back then. You just jealous. Okay. I was with these knuckle draggers all weekend, and I saw things that were disgusting. J-Rock says they sent you to the store. Who sent me to the store? Who sent me to the store? Oh, that was a shot at me saying I was on the block. Yeah. Oh, you ain't have to time them out. I'm enjoying people trash talking. I'm not a thug. Never was. 2-parent household. Can you say the same? Middle class. Can you say the same? Married. I don't have a baby mama. I have a wife. I have children. You know why? Because that's how I was raised. Never sold drugs, but I hung out. And when the handful of people decided to put in real street work, I said, all right, y'all. That's what the Nintendo was for. While they went and did their street shit, I went upstairs and played Contra. So I was on the block, but I left the block when people made decisions to do stupid shit. I'm not a thug. Got a little older, got a little taller, hit the gym, got big. Hey, man, you ever thought about doing security? Well, how much you paying? Because, you know, I got school books I got to pay for. I was in college. I was a broke college student. Yo, just stand here at the door. Pay you a couple of $100. Hey, man, just walk with that rapper up over here. I ain't going to drop no names. Paid for school books. Paid my own tuition. How you doing? So nah. No. I knew the no good people. I knew them. They knew me too. As a matter of fact, the OGs that had both feet in the street, you know what they did when I was coming up? They said, man, we do this because we have to. Don't even think about doing what we do. Take your ass to the basketball court. You talking to me. Take your ass to that boxing gym. You don't need to do this. They never had to have that conversation with me because I knew better. Let's see. What's worse? Getting caught doing something they're not supposed to be doing and have to deal with the police, or I have to deal with my pops and my moms walking through the doors of a precinct, embarrassing their name. So you're goddamn right. I didn't go to the store for anybody. But I was such a Dudley Do-Right that they didn't even think about asking me to hold shit for them. Guns, drugs, anything. Because they used to, so when the OG started to turn, they were giving kids drugs to hold on because the cops didn't even suspect the kids back then. They do now. So what do you know about honor? What you thought I was gonna get on here and start grandstanding? Yo, you know what I'm saying? I was on the block, I was on the hood. Nah, I mean, nigga, yo, Crip, red side blood, nigga, that and king. Fuck out of here. I'm a black man, born in Harlem, raised in the Bronx, no criminal record, and I work for a living. How about you? I say that with pride. And I'm still not perfect, but I'm not a criminal. Can you say the same? Yo, Jew, stop talking like you from the trap. Whatever do you mean? What is this trap that you speak of? What is this trap? You niggas. Ah, you niggas. Oh, you hardy R's. Listen. Go take it up with Ryan Garcia's racist ass. Go take it up with Teofimo Lopez trying to bait Shakur Stevens. Did you see it? And salute the champ side. Because I just saw it a couple of days ago. Y'all saw Teofimo talking about, we coming for you, nigga. You know, he's trying to imitate when Booker T called Hulk Hogan a nigga. That was comedy for me. But why is Teofimo doing that to Shakur? He's at it again. He's at it again. So why are you here attempting to fuck with me when you got other shit going on? See? Choices. Choices. We all make choices, don't we? We all make choices. What is this trap? He says, get out the car and go to work. No. I'm off today. That's why I'm talking to you, dumbass. All right, Scott, have a good day. Your views is enough. Goodbye. Goodbye. Remember the old AOL? Goodbye. Anybody else want to leave? I'm about to go in the gym anyway. It's almost 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. General should be on. Jeff, what up? How are you? Salute. Salute to all my family in Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania you in? I got family in Pittsburgh. I got family in Reading. I got family in Philadelphia. I don't talk to the ones in Philly much because they're in the street. Anyway, chest and triceps today. State College. So salute, brother. Salute, brothers, and salute to my sisters. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chats. Like the video, share the video. Be kind to one another. Oh, Mac, you in Reading? Oh, yeah, my family, yeah. We'll talk. Yeah, and salute to my brother, Junior the Truth, man. Go subscribe to my brother, Junior the Truth. Y'all love boxing. Stormy B Man provides y'all with enough boxing content every morning with a premiere. If you love the sport, if you're trying to get to know the sport and not the clown shows, go subscribe to Stormy B Man, man. Here she go again. Oh, yeah, let me guess. She left something in her car, right? But you know what, man? This itching for attention, man. This is bad stuff. Look at this. That's not even a goddamn ass. That's a fucking Terminator donkey. When she fought, it probably sounded like a studio audience. Yeah, I'm out, man. Bronx on deck. I'll see y'all tomorrow.